And the problem is, it's not just them. My biggest fear, I don't fear Mohammed Hijab, a clown like that. It's a joke. I don't feel, for even the jihadists. My fear ain't to walk down the street and get stabbed. I've sort of accepted that. I've accepted where I stand in that position. When they started arresting people and catching them with guns and bombs, and I had all these threats of Al-Shabaab named me to be killed. When that happened, I sort of, yes, I struggled to deal with it. As a young man, I probably struggled to deal with it. But once I accepted it, that's not what I fear. I fear the establishment. I fear the government. I fear what they're doing now. That's my worry. I fear what they're doing right now. As I said, I've just come out of custody. Do you know when the riots hit off? And this is where they all work together. I've made multiple documentaries. And their problem is my documentaries absolutely hammer them. I'm not just saying it. I've become very good at what I do with journalism, and they don't like it. And the way we fight back is to show the public. I need the public to understand, and I counter their lies, which is why when they were able to censor us for so many years, and you couldn't even mention us, we were on obscure little websites, we were on Getter, we weren't on the mainstream. When Elon Musk gave me back my voice by having a basic belief in free speech, I was away, I was in Spain, and then I come back to the UK. I organised a demonstration on Armistice Day, October 7th happens. The Palestinian cause, jihadists that took over our capital city. They're literally standing on the streets of our capital city calling for jihad. They're literally flying Hamas, Hezbollah flags. All of these are crimes. Nothing's being done. We're watching as they're taking over universities, they're taking over capital cities in every Western nation. And probably from the police's point of view, if there's one person that was going to galvanise and mobilise a resistance to that in the streets of the UK, it would be me. I fly back to the UK. They're then talking about Armistice Day, which is the day that we remember our armed forces. We show respects. They were releasing videos and commentary to say that there's going to be no silence. We have a 2-minute silence. There's going to be no silence. I then made a video saying, well, we can't rely on the police to stop them getting to our war memorials. We have no faith in the police preventing them because they literally run away from them. They call for jihad, the police stand there smiling. Not just smiling. You know, when they call for jihad, the Met Police put out a statement saying jihad can mean in a struggle. It's like, they're waving terrorist flags. They're calling for Muslim armies. Yeah, they're not all about an inner struggle, guys. What clowns have you got operating for the Metropolitan Police? Everything is apologetic from the police force. I then made a video saying we're mobilising now. British men are going to come to our capital city. You're not going to get near that war memorial. Do you know what? Straight away I received from the Attorney General. My solicitors received a letter from the Attorney General saying that they're contemplating prosecuting me for contempt of court again. This is now the contempt of court that I was just in prison for. Yeah. They then made a video that they then said they're threatened to imprison me again. I organised my demonstration. We went into London and they were happy to hand over our capital city to jihadist groups. Whatever's easiest for the police. And they can't go, say they're holding an ISIS flag. If the police went in and tried to stop them, there's a riot and the police know it. So constantly they just allow it. That you saw the Palestinian demonstrations, you saw the hatred, they're calling for gassing the Jews. Literally the most hatred we've seen on our streets of our capital city, and the police are standing there, big smiles on their faces. Yet if it was a British...
How much influence do Jews have in UK?
Jews are a very small community in the UK. Now, there's obviously the conspiracy which comes from the genuine Nazis and far right, that the Jews control everything. I think if they control everything and they control the media, they're not doing a very good job, are they? Because everything's attacking them. And for
because there was a tweet exchange between you and Dan Bilzerian, I believe. Rob, if you want to pull that one up, there was. Do you have it? Do you know which one I'm talking about? Where slavery, money, and then you responded back to him. Let's see which one it is. I'll pull it up here. He said, "You will remain a slave as long as you worship money." May 31st.